We have the long-forgotten Adamancipator. We also have Buggy Bug Bugs, more water, and so much more. Make sure you guys smash the like and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more content. Evidently, we have long since forgotten about how Adamancipator works out here. And we're getting the chance to actually see this deck kind of come back to life. I'm actually kind of happy about this, actually. I will also say, I didn't actually think about playing Shifter in this deck for some reason. Like, Shifter is just kind of one of those cards you look at and you're like, I don't know if I'd play that in Adamancipator, because, you know, don't they need their graveyard? Well, evidently not, actually. Being able to Shifter just allows you to kind of continue on with your day and just get to the value that you need to. I also see we are playing 2 copies of Quackimero Guardian. Gotta love the fact that you hit this card midway through the combo. Your opponent's forced to stare at you and go, oh, okay. Also, for whatever reason, the TCG still has Sekka's Light locked up at 1. I don't know if they're just afraid of us going back to the heavy monster draw days or what, but the fact that, you know, this card is as good as it actually is, I can understand why they might not want this back, but personally, I think we should be having this back at, you know, some sort of capacity so that, you know, we can actually kind of do some things. I also do see here that we are playing the Visis Armatara with the ability to search for the Mana DM reframing, as we should. Outside of that, I mean, it's just a lot of climbing shenanigans, a lot of good standard rock options. Solid rocks, brother. Solid rocks indeed. Also the super heavy samurai package that we've got going in here, also pretty good. I don't know, man. I know a lot of people have forgotten about this deck existing, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you gotta give it a little bit of credit. Actually messing around with this deck again and getting to actually return back to Adamancipator seems pretty good. Yeah, just Shifter it up, I guess, 5-head. All right, what else we got back here? Now this is actually, I think, one of the more exciting decks that we got here. We actually get to play Goki Pull with the Battle Waft stuff with Ragnaraika. So basically, yeah, I know, Ragnaraika cards. You gotta remember, though, they're generic. Like, the purpose of these cards is to, you know, assist you in going through the climbing plays to access the link monsters so you can do things. Also, since, you know, we do have new insect cards, we get access to the big grand Battle Wasp King themselves. And this card is meant to, you know, just destroy your opponent. All right, like the big Gahunga's man himself. We're also playing the Bee Trooper Descent, but I mean, hey, to be fair, this is the free Battle Wasp. Generate a token, and an insect with 3,000 more attack. You can destroy a spell or trap card on the field. I think this card's very underestimated. You know, being able to Hornet Drones generate, I do wish that this was a quick play so that we could do a little bit more with this, but I think I'd be asking for too much. You know what I mean? I also do see that we are also using the TCG exclusive down here, the Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. We have come so far out here in what we're able to do. And of course, you know, Diabolantis was the TCG exclusive. I do like the fact they have been giving insects so much love. Like, this deck just should be able to do so much. I also see we're getting to play the Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects as well. So we're actually making use of 2 new TCG exclusives in here for the insect toolbox for you to be able to do things with. Like, that's super awesome. But unfortunately, insects do kind of suffer from that really weird syndrome of there's too many good cards that they try to throw everything together, and you still lack a little bit of the synergy to kind of get the deck going. But you have some ideas of what you need to be doing here. Not too bad. All right, we also have Mermails for you. Now, we have seen so many ideas out here with Mermails. All right, you have so many different things that you can try to do with this deck. It's just going to come down to what you think your ratios need to be. You know, I think most people have agreed that Abyssine as a 2 of is the way to go. All right, you're not going to bulk down on much more of this. If you do, well, bad news for you. All right. 2 Minstrels. I think 2 Minstrels is fine. I did like the idea of people that were trying to do multiples of these, but I don't really think you need it all that much. I also do see here full Shadow Squads, 1 Abyss Megalo is fine. Of course, you're going to be playing Full Wars. This is a deck that wants to draw as many resources as it can and not care. This build's also not playing Deep Sea Coelcanth, which I like Coelcanth. I think it's a derpy card that you can do, but it can hurt a little bit of the things. We're still playing the Abyssia in here. I also do see we are accessing the Barrier Statue of the Torrents, if need be. We also do have the Prima Donna, and of course we have some cross-out designators in case, you know, and we think our opponent's going to try to hand trap us out of the game. Good cards like this in the side, you cannot really justify playing these in the main. As much as we love this card, and as much as we look at cross-out, we're like, yeah, this is actually a solid, good, broken card. No, side it in this build, bring it in when you need it. You know, Shifter's going to be an issue you're going to have to attempt to deal with. Shifter is just game over for this deck. It's the sad reality of it. Like, and because of that, I know it takes away a little bit of the fun out here for this deck, but you do have some ideas in front of you. If you do want to play water, I think that this is the build to actually go about doing so. All right, next up here, we have some Centurion for you. Now, there have been a lot of Centurion talks lately, like actually some insane stuff. So I see that we are packing in the bystial package here. First of all, the bystial gives you those bump interactions. Make sure that you can try to control your opponent, which has all been dubbed pretty good. Now, there is by far this package down here. We are doing the Red Eyes full black metal dragon, and we are playing a copy of Max Metalmorph in here. Now, where in the world does this get broken? Well, it's because you're playing all these bystials and all these interactions down here while attempting to, you know, do the synchro lines of play, that this full metal dragon now gives you an omni negate in a deck like this. Like, this deck has no business being able to have as much defensive value as it actually looks like it's attempting to have. Actually, I would say that this pretty much would break the deck, to be honest with you. But that's not a bad thing, actually. It does definitely bring fresh air back into this deck for the people that do want to try things out. Also, you know, double Cosmic Blazar, double Crimson Dragon, all pretty standard stuff. And we're also getting the chance to play the Pack Bit down here as well. Pack Bit's a pretty gosh darn good card. I also see we have the Board Breakers. Yes, the standardized good stuff. Also, I'm loving the fact that they're choosing to play a singular crossout. Why only one? Well, I mean, they're also playing 1 talents. You really don't have a lot of room for other options in here. I mean, you're also only playing 1 copy of Primus in here as well. So, but I think that this is a very solid addition to the deck, especially for those of you that want to look at the bystial cards, so you can add up some extra little value into the deck. Consider it. All right? Also, we can't forget how stupid Branded Regain can be for doing what it actually does. Extra bystial control is always going to be pretty good. All right, and then we have Ritual Beast. You know, I'm still continuing watching what Ritual Beast players are kind of throwing around out here. This deck in its current iteration can do a lot of things. All right, we cannot forget about Protoss just being a stupid card, but unfortunately, with the recent power equip power tripping change, power trolling, LOL, how things have shifted, this deck is having a little bit harder of a time out here. That does not mean that the deck is dead by any stretch of the imagination. It just means right now things are a little bit different than they need to be. Of course, we have Ye Olde Book of Eclipses to control, Dark Ruler No More, so the board break, LOL, get scammed, I'm going to go second and evenly you. The fact that this deck is now a going second turbo pile to break through your opponent's field, I think is pretty normal now. Also, the best one-ofs in the game. Still playing the 1 steeds. I've been vocal. I like 2 steeds, but I don't know how to play Ritual Beast to even save my life. So, you know, there's that. Outside of that, I do like that we have the crossouts down here in the side deck as a resource to access if need be. And we also have the Perulias. No Full Wars needed, actually. I think that's a pretty important thing to take note. Like, Full Wars might actually hurt you in this deck because drawing as much as you do, maybe, I don't necessarily think so, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But, interesting. That's Ritual Beast for you. So, what do you guys think about these decks? Is there anything crazy out here that you're just really intrigued with? Please leave a comment down below. Remember, we're still ramping up Rage of the Abyss. There's so much more to be seen out here in this meta, and you guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Peace. Patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.